doesn't have the moral responsibility to even lead the country because he is on record to have insulted women and used unprintable words against some people, including persons within his own government. So that man is just not serious. He should forget about his presidential ambitions, he said. Well, that's what he said. And this man here is a political scientist. In fact, he's a political science lecturer at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. And his name is Dr. Kwesi Boateng. Now, much as I agree that Kennedy Ejapong is a loose cannon, in other words, sometimes he can go overboard, insulting women and children and the intelligence of Ghanaians. I would say that I would prefer Kennedy Ejapong being president to Nana Akufo-Addo. In fact, I would say that I would prefer Kennedy Ejapong being president to Bawumia. I will prefer Kennedy Ejapong being president to Alan Cash, Alan Chemating. I would prefer Kennedy Ejapong being president to all these people that are mentioned combined. Kennedy Ejapong at least has a level of integrity. All these people, my brother, my sister, are sworn liars. They lie, pathological liars, right from the president all the way down to Bawumia and all these people. Every Ghanaian knows that these are politicians who don't speak the truth. In fact, I would prefer Kennedy Ejapong as president of Ghana to Ahunto Hine. Who is Ahunto Hine? I am talking, my brother, my sister, about this very man who has refused to pay his workers for 17 solid months as they are working. Yet he goes around, my brother, my sister, at the age of 81 or so, with not a single gray hair on his head. Who are you deceiving? My brother, my sister, in these times we have to all be real. Realism must be our trump card. Kennedy Ejapong has shown his true colors. Yet all these people that I've mentioned, they still have the mask on their faces. I prefer to have an unmasked man as president to all these guys with the mask. Listen to me, brethren. Kennedy Ejapong might be a loudmouthed person. He might be somebody who does not know how to talk in Ghanaian parlance. That's what we say in our parlance right here in Ghana. When somebody does not talk right, we say he doesn't know how to talk. Despite all these things, I would prefer Kennedy Ejapong as president to all these guys that I mentioned. Hear me now, let's go deeper. Much as I said all these things about Kennedy Ejapong, I still believe that Kennedy Ejapong has his bad sides. Not two ways about that. For me, I think that Kennedy Ejapong is a blackmailer. For me, that's what I think and that's what I believe in. Should I give you instances? This is a man who goes on TV and on radio threatening to bring down some institutions, threatening to bring down some people if they do not do A, B, C, D for him. Now, if the thing does not favor him, you hear him ranting, cursing, and threatening to bring down his own party. That is blackmail, because he claims he has a certain secret. And when he unleashes that secret, the party will come down. We all remember in the wake of Admiral Anas's last investigation, in which Edu Boahin was removed from office. He said long before that he had tapes of Anas recording all these people. And he was not going to release those. But if his party, the NPP, joked with him, he will release those videos and the party would come crumbling down. That is nothing but blackmail. Now, when a man threatens you with your secret and tells you that you must do A, B, C, D for him, or else he would unleash those secrets, that is blackmail. I honestly do not want to have a blackmailer as a president. I honestly would not like a loose talker as a president. But when it comes to Bawumia, Alan Chemating, Ahunto Hine, and all these guys, I prefer to have Kennedy Japan. At least I know that he doesn't have a mask over his face. I know his weaknesses. How about these ones who hide their weaknesses all this while? One district, one factory was nothing but a farce. Oh, we are going to build 88 hospitals. All of a sudden, it became 111 hospitals. It's a farce. Yes, if I become president, there is no day we will depend on the West for anything. Africa beyond aid, Ghana beyond aid. A farce. Today, we are knocking on the doors of the IMF. What would Kennedy Japan do to me as president that is worse than what Nana Akufo-Addo has unleashed on Ghanaians? Shortage of vaccines all over Ghana. People catching measles and other childhood 6-killer diseases all over the country. What would Kennedy Japan as president do to me, which is worse than this thing that I'm already experiencing? At least he will get frustrated and come on TV and insult all his ministers and strip them naked and threaten them so that we will see the anger in him. Did you hear that the president decorated his health minister at a recent bogus hogwash awards? My brother, my sister, is an insult to the intelligence of the people of this country. The man who was responsible for the bogus COVID-19 vaccines that they contracted, people who were on the terrorist list of the FBI and the CIA, has been decorated and given awards by the President of the Republic. The man who supervised over vaccines that got missing, and a lot of them got expired, and a lot of them even got finished. A total shortage. And it brought our own children, the leaders of the next generation, it brought their life into serious jeopardy. My brother, my sister, it is only in this country that a joker president like Nana Akufo-Addo will continue to behave like a man suffering from dementia. It is only in a country like this that a joker president, my brother, my sister, will play on the intelligence of the people of this country and test their patience. For me, Kennedy Japan will be a better president than all these people combined. The least I say about this, the better. Oh my God. I'm going to look at this very briefly. I'm not going to spend time on it. It says, you erred both in law and on the facts. Anas tells Justice Eric Mawuena. This is getting serious. I think that this issue is becoming embarrassing. Now, I think that the judiciary in Ghana must sit up. This is the only judiciary in the whole world where judges can take goats as bribe. And when they have an opportunity to bite back, they will do it vindictively. Should I say it again? It's a disgrace to some of those judges who took goats as bribe and they freed hardened criminals, those who raped and killed and robbed. They were freed in the open courts, all because Anas gave them goats and some little bribe. What jokers! My brother, my sister, listen, man. This is a very corrupt country, right from the judiciary all the way down to the executive. And I'm so ashamed of this judiciary, my brother, my sister, made up of some judges, my brother, my sister, who take nothing but goats and other bribes. And they behave as if they are demigods. When they speak, no other person should speak. And I'm so ashamed and embarrassed of these guys, man. Hear me now, brethren. Now we work with Gia Punching. We say, we are one. What Gia Punching cry are free hardened criminals. And you still believe that you have some moral fiber left in you to talk. What a joke judiciary. Sometimes I sit back and I look at these people and I say, who did they do these guys think they are? Who do they think they can frighten? Now you wear that rat hair on your head, running around all the place, and you want to play God. God, my foot, my brother, my sister. Some of these judges are so terrible, man. Hey, they can jeopardize your life. They can destroy your very fiber of existence. All because of some Latin book they carry around, and they speak some Latin that even the Latinos do not understand. What is this joke? After several years of independence, you still wear rat hair on your head. In this hot sun, you are running around with rat hair on your body, and then you carry some black gowns like occultists running all over the place. And I sit back and I say, do these people understand what it means to say mental slavery? Why are they not wearing kente in there? Why are they not wearing African attire in there? But they are still dressed like the occultists that colonized us several years ago. To God be the glory. And on top of it, you go and take goats as bribe, and when you are caught on tape, you become very vindictive and you want to bite back like Johnny's bite. You're mad? Hear me now, brethren. Before I go into this, and I'm reading this from 3 News. 3 News. Ifa Date is supposed to be a lawyer. Well, I had him grant an interview, and in that interview he said, yes, Anas, Anas should not say that the judge had, to choose a judge to sit on a case. It's not the prerogative of any of the parties, the plaintiff or the defendant. And you see, so blah, 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 boom, boom, boom. And I sit back and I look at this man and say, this was the man who was sacked by Aisha Huanga. The same, if at that time, my brother, my sister, who was defending Aisha Huanga, because he's a lawyer, and a lawyer has to defend anything. I've said this time and again, I'm not going to repeat it. It is your duty as a lawyer to defend, yes. How many lawyers would have the guts to stand aside and say, hey, because I love my country so much, I am not going to defend this person. Or better still, I will take you to court and tell the court that, yes, this is what you have done, A, B, C, D, without trying to defend any of your dangerous activities. I'm yet to see that lawyer who will take a client to the court and say that, yes, my client is a thief. He has stolen, he has robbed, he has done this. Give him the maximum punishment. I sound like a broken record anytime I say this because I've said it over and over. My brother, if it's on record that the lawyers of Canada, Japan wrote to the Chief Justice recommending that they wanted His Lordship, Eric Mawuena, to continue hearing the case and complete it. And they gave 2 reasons. One, he was more familiar with the case than the new female judge who was coming on. And number 2, he had the chance to look at the physical demeanors of the plaintiff and the defendant in court. And the new female judge did not have that chance to see that. And all of a sudden, 8 days later, Chief Justice Rice and orders Judge Eric Mawuena to come on the case. Don't you think that one party has had an upper hand over the other in the choice of the judge? I don't know what Ifa Date is talking about, but let's look at this. You add both in law and on the facts. Anas tells Justice Eric Mawuena, and I read investigative journalist Anas Armiyo. Anas has told Justice Eric Mawuena, the judge who presided over his case against Asin Central lawmaker Canada Japan, that he made a mistake in his judgment in throwing out the case. Anas said he disagreed with the judge both on law and on the facts of the case. He accused Justice Mawuena of delving into the arena of criminal prosecution against him, despite the matter being a civil case. My team and I and the lawyers have carefully studied the judgment delivered by the court, and we are unanimous that the judge made an overreach and descended into the arena and made criminal pronouncements about me as if I was standing a criminal trial. Defamation. Canada Japan said Anas is a murderer. And even in court, he repeated it in his rants that Anas killed at least 20 Chinese people, and that Anas was the one who killed J.B. Dankwa, and that Anas was sleeping with the wife of J.B. Dankwa. Is this not defamatory? What did the case say about it? What did His Lordship Eric Mawuena say about these? Threw out this thing and called it meritless. At the same time, he awarded a 50,000 Ghana cedi judgment against Anas. My brother, my sister, well, he has spoken as a judge. I don't know what other judges think about this, and I don't know how they feel about it. But as a layman sitting down somewhere and knowing nothing about law, all I can say is that we have a long way to go. We have a long way to go. If judgment can be swayed because of a goat, then my brother, my sister, I personally would have a lot of disdain for this kind of judiciary. This is the Black Pot, aka Kuku Shudamo, where we speak truth to power, and I'm most excited to be with you. Now I'm going to look at this very briefly, and I don't know why I'm looking at it, but I know. I don't know, but I know. Hear me now. Now this one says, and I'm reading this from Graphic Online, the national communicator, it says, Kiddy is not down with stroke. Richie slams rumor mongers. The CEO of Links Entertainment signee. Richie Mensah, the CEO of Links Entertainment. Richie Mensah has dispelled rumors making rounds on social media that Touch It hitmaker Kiddy is down with stroke. Earlier this afternoon and later in the evening, a number of social media followers posted asking about the health status of the VGMA reigning artist of the year after some blogs reported that the latter had stroke. Oh gosh. Well, my brother, my sister, stroke or no stroke, we are hearing that he's actually very, very ill. Anybody can be ill. Is it because he is a famous person or a popular person? Some people don't even understand the difference between fame and, popularity. But listen, man, it's interesting. To God be the glory. I just want to speak to the youth. Stop eating pork. Stop eating pork. Stop drinking apetition. Stop drinking alcohol and stop betting. These are the things that give us stroke. When you eat pork, when you drink alcohol, and you bet, you will get stroke. Trust me. These are the things that send us to an early grave. Be careful. Pork, alcohol, betting. These are the things that will send us in there. Be very careful. Take your diet very seriously and stay away from all these things. When people become famous a little bit and make money, all of a sudden they start bloating. They start getting bigger and bigger because they are eating pork, because they are drinking alcohol, because they are betting their lives away. I want to see the youth grow to be 500 years, unlike my very good friend, Eric Mawuena Egbeta, who wants to go at the age of 50. Eric Mawuena Egbeta, how are you doing this afternoon?
Blessed as always.